it's Amanda from New Directions, and I'm here today with Renee in her beautiful garden in Bullaborough in the Blue Mountains, and we're going to talk about her brand story and what it's like, what it's been like running that business in the Blue Mountains over the last maybe half a year. And the brand's been going for longer, but we're going to specifically talk about that.
Yeah, so the brand started almost 4 years ago now. I was studying Bachelor of Health Science and naturopathy and learning all about herbal medicine leading up to that, so I'd been doing that for a couple of years.
Okay.
Started experimenting with skincare myself.
And in terms of starting that study, what got you into that?
So I was working as a paralegal.
Oh, okay. Wow, very different.
Yeah, corporate.
Yeah.
I had my daughter and decided that it wasn't the career I wanted to continue with. I'd been doing it 17 years up until that point. But just wanted to do something a little bit more fulfilling, and so I started looking into nutrition, which was the first part of it. And after starting the degree in nutrition, I switched to naturopathy because I fell in love with the herbs.
Oh,
and I really wanted to be able to incorporate that. And then from there, studying herbal medicine, we did herbal manufacturing in the course.
Yes.
And I started playing around and experimenting a little bit more, fell in love with that. So then I went off on the side and did an advanced cosmetic chemistry course to supplement that. And that was it.
And
So the brand is Paudha Healing, and it actually means plant in Hindi.
I was going to ask you that because I didn't do my research. Because I'm like, Paudha Healing, where does that come from? So that comes from India.
So it's Hindi.
Or Hindi, yes.
Meaning plant, and they were all. I wanted the products to all be plant based, so I wanted something to symbolise that. And the branding colours are green and orange, and that for me was the calendula and the green of the plants, and in particular chickweed, which was the first ingredient that I really fell in love with.
I was going to ask you about that because when I've done some testing on your products, and they all passed, everything was great. Chickweed came up on the label, and I'm thinking, well, that's not, I mean, I see it in a lot of herbalists, but I don't know a lot about it. So what's so magical about chickweed?
Chickweed is really high in vitamins and minerals, vitamin C particularly. They used to eat it as a salad herb.
Okay.
It got its name because the chickens used to eat it as well, so that's why it's called chickweed.
Okay, good enough for them, good enough for us.
Yeah, botanical name Stellaria media, but it's really good for itchy skin.
Okay,
is the main reason that I was using it.
Yeah. And I think I definitely have this problem with my skin, having eczema-prone skin, that once the skin itches, then you scratch it, then your barrier becomes compromised, and then everything goes wrong from there. So, and whether that's from eczema or chemical sensitivities or even dry skin. So it kind of is a cover-all, isn't it?
So it kind of, combining that with the calendula into a moisturiser really helps people, and even myself, I get really dry skin. And daughter with mozzie bites, anything like that. It's just been a saviour.
Cool. So you started off, so you've done all your skincare basics, education, your herbalism, and then the birthing of a brand. What was that like? What was that process?
It kind of just happened organically, and the main thing that was my husband who pushed me into it, because up until that point I was just making it for us and for friends and family, and everybody kept asking, we want more, what else? And he was the one who said, let's just turn this into a business. Let's go for it.
That's great. Well, it's great to have such a supportive family as well.
Yeah.
I think most people need that. It's hard to do it all on your own.
Oh, definitely. He's a huge part of the business. He's got his own job, but he's still, he actually makes all the products with me.
Okay, that's brilliant.
He's pretty much taken over that, actually.
He
doesn't like, he says I'm a messy cook, and he doesn't like the way I do it, so.
No.
So I trained him up.
I actually know quite a few women skincare business owners whose husbands have taken over in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, you're not alone there.
Yeah.
As long as you don't mind.
And he loves that. He loves all the technical stuff. So we've got the lab set up, and he likes his machinery and all the tools and bits and pieces. So he's really gotten into that.
And then I see you're a big market person. You've got a really good presence in the market, and actually bringing that right up to date. I saw the other day there was the virtual markets, because obviously now we're in struggling to connect with people face to face. So there's this virtual markets. What was that like?
That was amazing, actually. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, because it's so different, and particularly with our product, it's hands-on. People want to smell it, touch it, see what it feels like on the skin. We have a lot of people with sensitivities who want to try it, walk around the market, see if they have a reaction.
Yes.
So I wasn't really sure, but we had an amazing response.
So that was that handmade Canberra?
Yeah, it was handmade
Canberra.
Yeah.
This sort of lockdown period, people are still going to need then regular products, and they might want to try things while they're at home, and they can try new things. So that's a good way to keep the business going.
Well, that's right. And the other thing with that is it reached a new audience that hadn't been able to get to Canberra for the market before. So we had orders coming in from Queensland and different areas, and even one from the UK. So
oh wow, oh that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So that might even be a whole new thing. And I think these days people are really turning to social media and things like Instagram to see the vibe of the brand and see if they tap into that.
We're going for the bush bathroom is our theme.
Oh yes.
So we try and instill that into the marketing, and also just nourishing. That's a big word that I like to use. It's nourishing. It's not gimmicky skincare. It's something,
something wholesome and real.
That's it. Packed full of beautiful ingredients that actually work.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you do? Absolutely. And do you do some gardening, or is that for later when you've got time?
Yeah, I do a lot of weeding.
Chick weeding.
There's a lot of weeds.
Now, so we have this global pandemic situation, which is changing the way all businesses run, for sure, over the short term. But here in the Blue Mountains, we also had a bit of a problem. A bit of a problem is an understatement. We had from October probably until, when was it? Was it February? It was a long time with the bushfires and the smoke. So how was that, living here and being in that and running a business through the bushfires?
It was tough. It was high anxiety.
Yes.
It was, it started for us in November with Ruin Castle up in Katoomba, so that's only 10 minutes up the road.
Yes. Yeah.
And while that I didn't feel threatened by that fire particularly, still, the sirens and the smoke, we definitely got the smoke here from that.
Yes.
It puts you on that alert level.
I don't think people who don't live up here or in a bushfire area probably don't appreciate the mental strain that is hearing helicopters.
Yeah, the helicopters
all the time.
Yeah, that for a long time after that was 2013.
Yes.
I was triggered by sirens and helicopters, and then that went away, and then now we come back to 2019 fires, and again it was just that heightened anxiety and the trigger. Every time you hear a siren or you see a helicopter, I'm straight on the app.
Yes.
Where is it going? What's going on? Has anything changed? So,
and running a business. I mean, how do you reconcile? How do you make your brain, like literally force your brain to keep going?
It's really hard, and I did definitely take a step back, and I didn't feel it was appropriate to be pushing and marketing my business during that time. A lot of people were under the same stress, and I just didn't feel up to it.
No,
to be honest, it was just I limited my social media as much as I could, which is difficult as a business because sales do start to drop off and markets were cancelled.
Yes,
a lot of my stockists are in the Blue Mountains. They were affected by lack of foot traffic as well, so that affected our wholesale orders. But you just have to realise that it's not forever.
That's right.
And I think it's important to look after your own mental health and your families and do what's right for each other and be there for each other, and supporting friends that have businesses as well in the area. Yeah. Just trying to stick together and keep positive. That's all we did, really.
Is there any sort of post-bushfire recovery grants that you can qualify for, or not really? No,
we don't qualify for anything.
No. Here in at the moment, the is it the New South Wales government or federal? I can't remember. There is a grant for people in bushfire areas that you can apply for, and I looked through the criteria. You have to have a drop in income of 40% over 4 months. My particular business dropped to 20%. I measured that, and that was all mental health, like literally mental health, nothing else, because I don't have products in shops. I have mind that I'm selling, and when your mind's not there, you can't sell it. But yeah, so we've had a few hits, but herbal healing is kind of the thing that's sort of stayed with humans throughout time. It's just what humans do. So what's your plan for the next few months, apart from staying away from the family and hiding in the trees?
Yeah, well, you know, we thought we got through the fires, and then we had a plan and projection for what was going to happen for the next few months. I think this year, because it's our 4th year now, and you know, my 2nd year of being full-time, I was still working when I started the business. This year I had big goals for, you know, growth and marketing. First time I've really got a serious marketing plan in place. So I'm still going to try and push ahead with that. I've got a beautiful new product together for Mother's Day. I'll have to be a little bit more cautious about how I market that and how I release it, but I think it's important to still put it out there, because at the end of the day, people are still having birthdays, Mother's Day will still happen. We may not see each other, but being an online business, we can post that out with a little note direct if someone wants to, and even if just as a I'm thinking of you gift, a little self-care gift. That's all we can do really, is just push on, keep showing up, being there for our customers as well if they have any questions, or just, you know, trying to put positive messages out on social media as well, because there is a lot of fear going around.
Can you tell us what the new thing is?
I do. Really? I've got it's a cosmetic bag that we've actually had designed here in the Blue Mountains.
Fantastic.
By another maker, and handmade in Australia. It's made of, the outer laying is an eco canvas, so it's made of 50% recycled materials, and the inner layer is organic cotton and hemp. So it's a sustainable little bag, and then we're putting some sample size products in there.
Oh, fantastic. So something nice for everybody, and easy to post as well. I think that's a big thing, especially now online, everything has to be easy to post.
Easy to post, and it's something that you can use, you know, for a multitude. You know, you don't have to use it as a travel bag. It can be something at home. You can put pencils in it if you like, whatever.
The message is business is still open, things are still going on. We're just doing it from home and trying to avoid the family. Not that they're horrible, but you've got to have your headspace, haven't you?
I need my space. Lucky I have a garden, because I think I'll be spending a lot more time down here, so we have separate areas.
Yes. And isn't it beautiful? I mean, the birds. I'm hoping that the microphone picks up the birds. That is amazing. And one thing that has helped, I said to my daughter, and I know this video isn't about me, but I said, look, the good thing about now is the earth is healing, because there's less pollution, and you can hear the birds, the water's clear. I think that's really good.
And after the fires particularly, we've done a couple of bushwalks recently in areas that were burnt out. Getting all that water that we had, all that rain we had straight afterwards was just perfect timing. I know it inconvenienced a lot of people had flooding. But on a whole, for the environment, what it's done, it was just magnificent, all the ferns. And
watching everything come back.
Beautiful.
I know, it's amazing. And I think it is all about that respecting, isn't it? Respecting nature, working with nature, and you know, working in that harmony. So hopefully this time is a bit of reflection for everybody, and we'll keep the positive vibes going.
One thing I do every day on my Instagram stories is I post a daily affirmation each morning, and that's been getting a great response from customers who check in there, so they've got a little bit of positivity to start the day. So you can check that out. I'll keep doing that, because that helps me as well. Gets me in the right frame of mind first thing in the morning.
That's great. I think a lot of people need that little something, that little reminder, you know, like a gratitude diary almost, you know, something good, something to aim for. Whereas for me, it's like get up, get a cup of tea, and get the hell out of there. Whatever works. So Paudha Healing, Renee, thank you very much for letting me come and sit in your garden in this weird times. We'll keep watching out for you and watching you grow, and as soon as I can come back to the markets and see you in action, I'll do that. In the meantime, we'll just sit tight and do it all from home. the business is open.
It is, definitely.
Well done. All right, everybody, see you again next time. This is Amanda from New Directions, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you another time. Bye.